Hey there, freedom friends. Welcome to Anarchapulco TV. David Rodriguez here, and giving you the weekly updates, talking about everything in Anarchapulco, the world's premier liberty conference on planet Earth. I'm so happy to be with you today because we have some updates and we're inching closer to the event. And I'm actually here at Anarcho Vegas, and we'll be talking about anarchy everywhere, maybe coming to your town potentially. Giving you updates about speakers next week, and the website's going to go live tomorrow. And also we're going to talk about Trump. And he said to these ladies, to these congresswomen, go back to where you came from. So very interesting things for politicians to be saying. And of course, they really don't represent you and me. They just rep special interests. So we're going to talk about that. So I'm actually going on stage here. And actually, Jeff Berwick, the founder of Anarchapulco, is here at Anarcho Vegas as well. And he's going to close up the evening tonight, giving a speech. A lot of cool people are here. G. Edward Griffin is here. Larkin Rose, Ovens O'Brien, Amanda Rockwich, a lot of people. I mean, Luke Rodowski, the media, Dan Dix, Josh Sigurdson, great independent people here. And I have to tell you, if you have not been to one of the first anarchy events in your areas, just come. It is so inspiring and so hopeful to come to an event just like I did 5 years ago in Acapulco. You know, there's probably maybe 150, maybe 200 people here. And there was a little pre-party last night, getting to know each other and say hello. And with Anarchapulco, we have hopes and dreams of facilitating something so that you, as a freedom-loving person, peace-loving person, can set up your own anarchist or voluntarist event. And so if you're interested in that, let us know, because I spoke to a couple of people last night. They're like, this is great, you know, meeting with all these freedom people. I said, I know. I said, when are you going to do an event in your city? And he's like, yeah, maybe. You know, so like this guy was from Seattle. Who was the other person? Guy from Minneapolis. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to holding these events. The world's ready for freedom. We don't need these organized criminals telling us what to do with our lives and pushing us around and stealing our money, right? This is the other component, is that these ideas of freedom, of statelessness and voluntary relationships, it's not a new thing. You know, this goes back to, well, thousands of years, but even in this century, like Emma Goldman in the early 1900s, and Lysander Spooner, Ludwig von Mises, Murray Rothbard. What's so interesting is I was talking with my new friends here last night. There's a book, For New Liberty, by Murray Rothbard. I think it's in 1973 or 1976, but he talks about how a free society would work without the state, without the state monopoly, police, fire, roads, all these questions that we have to come to if we're going to say, okay, well, the government, we need a little bit of government, don't we? We don't. What we need is freedom. What we need is to take 100% responsibility of our lives and then choose to create relationships with people that we want to choose to create relationships with. That's really it. This is the exciting thing about, you know, anarchy and freedom and self-responsibility, is that you choose, I choose who we want to engage with, and humanity is ready for these ideas. I mean, you see forced vaccines and increased tax rates and just a lot of stuff happening, and people generally don't have like a moral compass, a real strong moral compass, because they haven't been taught the inconsistencies of the state, the inconsistencies of the government, and that's what these events are about, so we can come learn about them and talk about them and help people get free. This is really a new paradigm that you're talking about and I'm talking about, and you know, Jeff Berwick and Larkin Rose and all these guys, man, that are speaking about freedom. And what I spoke with Ed Griffin about last night was he's getting very clear in his language, which is collectivism versus individualism. Because you can be left wing, right wing, wherever you are, but isn't it still the same wings or the same bird of like a vulture or like a leech or something? It is, right? So this is why anarchy really is the future. And if the word is a little bit jarring, then it's voluntary. It's voluntary relationships. And that's what I get so excited about. So if you want to have an event in your city, just put it in what city you're from. And maybe we'll reach out to you and then maybe put you in a group. We're still working out the details, but we want to help promote this. Anarcha Arizona was this year, Anarcha Vegas now, Anarchadelphia later this year. and Anarchapulco last year. So where are you at? If you want to do something, let us know. Also, we mentioned before, and you should know, that the tickets are going up to $445 the 31st. So it's only $395. But look at this. If you become an affiliate with Anarchapulco, you can become business, associates and affiliates with us. You get an extra 10% off that. So it drops to like $355. So do that if you want. Go out there and help your friends save money. You can, make a commission on that. So you can do that. And that's going to end the 31st. So don't delay. The tickets for the Dollar Vigilante and the main Anarchapulco conference are going to be available tomorrow as well with the new website. And I've been kind of sharing the slogan with some of my friends out here in Narco Vegas because it really is cool. But I want you to see it directly on the website. We have a really lovely graphic design team that's working hard. And if you're not getting the emails, join the email newsletter list so you can stay updated with what's happening. And, this happens once a week, but the emails, we're sending about 2 or 3 emails a week as well. So you can stay connected through email and save some money. I mean, this is a really great value of the ticket. So that's going to be July 31st. And the speakers are going to be announced this week, some of them. Some of the contracts have been confirmed, so we have that going on. And the hotel, the details on the hotel will come out in the next 2 weeks, so stay in tune about that. And also want to share about, see, Jessica says 10% off to the affiliate, 10% off. Yep, there you go. So now to talk about Trump and the borders, right? So as voluntarists, as anarchists, freedom-loving, peace-loving people, it's almost like you got to find a position on every news article that comes out from the government, right? Because you're like, that's all spin. The mainstream news has a spin for statism, for collectivism, whereas you and I are talking about personal liberty, personal freedom. So as I see Trump, the president of the United States, telling these congresswomen, go back to where you came from, and he says, go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came. Well, isn't the reality that we all came from Earth? So, and when was the last time you saw a border on the actual, in nature, on the ground? You don't. You see borders on maps. And, so the state is organized crime. It's intergenerational organized crime. And they're tax farms, right? That's what they really fight over, is if you can have a compulsory populace that gives their tax money to this corporation, because they are a corporation. They're, incorporated piece of paper, just like an LLC or an S corporation. That's what it is. And they figured out how to dupe us all through the Federal Reserve and income tax. It's been over 100 years. And so this is why we're very hopeful. So we're hopeful in freedom, hopeful in general, and we can have this conversation. So stay connected with us. But back to the immigration conversation, it's like, who can be illegal, really, right? Am I an illegal person because I crossed this imaginary line? And the challenge, what we see here in the U.S., is the welfare state. So these immigrants, or these human beings who are trying to cross this imaginary line, they're coming here because they get free stuff. And of course, there might be more opportunity, or maybe not. It depends on your skills and where you go to in the country. But when you tell someone, you come have a baby over here, or you come claim disability over here, we're going to give you thousands of dollars per month, then that's called an incentive. That's called a carrot. So that's going to invite people. But if you say, hey, you can't get anything free over here, then they'll stay wherever they are. And so this is the new vision, is personal responsibility, self-ownership, taking responsibility for our actions, our consequences, positive or negative. And this is the movement that's happening and we're so hopeful about. So stay connected. And yes, the affiliate sales do add up. So I have seen people who, brought in 20, 30, 50. I think the maximum was we had 60 affiliates or 60 tickets come from one affiliate last year. So if you have a little list, or you have a little, social media following, or you just have a few friends, in the past few years, I've probably brought 10 or 15 people, and that's just like little word of mouth. So if you have some Twitter, some Instagram, whatever it is, you can print out flyers and get the word out that way if you want. So, okay, so the bottom line about immigration is that people are people. The state has imaginary lines, and it's rude to tell someone go back where you came from, because is he the owner of all this land? Does Trump own all this land? The federal government owns 50% of the land, but do they? Right? So this is something in anarchy called the homestead principle, which is pretty cool. But a lot of these things have been resolved. The questions, as I mentioned, for a New Liberty, in that great book by Murray Rothbard. I think it's at least 45 years old. So take a look at that. And don't forget to get your tickets, get involved as an affiliate. The hotel is coming up soon. And before you know it, Anarchapulco is going to be here. So do not delay. Really, you got like, what do we got? 10 days left? 10 days left before the prices increase on the tickets. And stay connected. I'm only doing these videos once a week, but you can get the emails as well. And there's a Facebook group. There's other places to get involved with the community. And that's what it's about. This is a whole different thing that is happening. And, we want to hit a large number this year, so maybe 3,000. That's the goal that I see, as long as crypto keeps going up. We want you to come down. And I've been talking to some of my friends for years, and they finally come. And you don't have to force people. People want to be free. They want to have the sovereignty of their life, which is natural, innate. That's what we want. So that's why these events are popping up all over the world, all over the country. And we invite you to participate as well. So yeah, join that Facebook group. And if you have any questions here, I'll stay on. I'm about to go on stage. I go on in a couple hours, and then we have G. Edward Griffin opening up here, and it's a good time to be alive, guys. It really is. So feel free to say hello, and then we'll keep the conversation going. This is really what it's about. Stay connected with the people that are your freedom friends, and this is why we open it up with freedom friends. That's what it is. I've been going to Anarchapulco for 5 years. It's going to be going on 6 years. Why? Because the people there are awesome. They're so conscious and awake, whether it's to the state or to the Federal Reserve or to the media cartel that's going on. I mean, censorship is a big problem, and if you don't have the desire, I would say just the peace of mind to speak truth, like you can't call this is a pen. So if I call this a pen, then I'm free. But if I'm afraid to speak the truth about this, the state's telling me this is a pencil or this is a gun, then we can't have a real dialogue. So this is the whole goal, is that through these conferences, through these communications, we can have dialogue, go in the groups, and speak the truth. Like, we're big boys, we're big girls, and it seems like the state is in full throttle control mode, and they want to rule you. That's what they want. And that's what we're going to be discovering, some of the causes and the actors today, but then solutions. We got to transcend. We have to make the old model obsolete. And you're going to see the slogan tomorrow. I'm really happy about that, because it's what we need to do. It's what I need to do. You do whatever you need to do. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do, but the state is just an idea. That's what it is. And you are the living flesh, the living being, and that's what matters, the human relationships. And so we will cut loose on this video. Stay connected on the email list. Get your tickets if you want to. Stay tuned on the newsletter, and get ready, man. There's some good stuff happening. Anarchapulco year number 6 is happening, and there's going to be a lot of great stuff to inform you of, so don't miss out. And I'll see you next time at Anarchapulco TV. This is David Rodriguez. Love you guys. Peace, love, anarchy.